Welcome to another lovely evening of math, lesson 9, graphing parallel lines. So, a little vocabulary review. We talked about this last week, but what does it mean to be parallel? So, parallel is two lines that never intersect. So, these two lines go on forever and ever in both directions and will never cross. And take a minute. You can pause the video if you need to look at these four lines. You see the equations over here on the left side. But tell me you can't tell me, so, okay, well, that was a bad question. Figure out, what do these four lines have in common? So when you're looking at these equations, you'll notice they all have the same slope. Remember, our slope-intercept equation is y equals mx plus b, where m is our slope and b is our y-intercept. So our y-intercept for a is at +2, so it's where we cross the y-axis. The y is the vertical, x is the horizontal. We cross the y-axis at +2. And then our slope is, how much do we count up? So we go up 1, 2, and then to the right 1, 2, 3. Up 2, to the right 3. We get our next point. One more example, these all have negative slopes. So line E here, we cross at the y-axis, and we're going down 3, so we go down 1, 2, 3, to the right 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, you'll notice that these lines all have the same slope to them, -3/4, and so they would never intersect. So far we've been able to describe a line using slope-intercept form, which is y equals mx plus b. Y has a coefficient of 1 here. X has a coefficient of m. Coefficient, remember, is the number in front of a variable. So x and y are both variables in this equation. M and b are not. If there's no number in front of a variable, then there's a 1 there. The reason why this is important is we also have another way to describe a line. We call it standard form. Something to put in your notes. Standard form is defined as ax plus by equals c. This x and y, excuse me, here are the same as the x and y in our slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b. So those are just represent parts of a point. A, b, and c are all constants. The coefficient of x here is a instead of m. The coefficient of y is b instead of y. And then both variables are written on the same side of the equation. Slope-intercept form may have had fractional coefficients, something like 3/5 x. In standard form, we only use whole numbers. So that's any number that's not a fraction or a decimal. So 2, -6, 5 million, anything like that. So first question, change the slope-intercept form to standard form of the equation of the line. So we've got y equals 4/5 x plus 2, and we want to put it in the form ax plus by equals c. We're going to start by multiplying this whole equation by 5 because we have a fraction here of 4/5, so we want to clear that fraction out. So that 5 goes to the y, it goes to the x, and it goes to the 2. We'll then have y equals 4x plus 10, sorry, that would be 5y, equals 4x plus 10. Remember, 4/5 times 5, that's like 4/5 over 5 times 1. Multiply straight across, you get 20 over 5, and 20 over 5 is 4, which was what we started with. Then we subtract 4x from both sides, and we get -4x plus 5y equals 10. again, I'll change this to standard form. There's no fractions here, so all we have to do is we're going to add 2x to both sides. Remember, standard form means the x and the y are together. So we get 2x plus y equals -1. We want to change the slope-intercept form again to standard form here. We have a fraction, so we're going to start by multiplying by the denominator. The denominator here is 3, so we're going to multiply everything by 3. So we get 3y equals 5x, and then we'll subtract 5x from both sides. Oops, changed colors on you there. And we get -5x plus 3y equals 0. Now we're going to go the other way. We're changing it from standard form to slope-intercept form. So we got to get the y all by itself here. So we're going to subtract 2x from both sides. We get 3y equals -2x plus 6. And then we divide every term by 3. And we get y equals -2 thirds x plus 2. When we're changing from standard form to slope-intercept form, means we want to get the y all by itself or solve for the y. So we're going to add an x to both sides. That negative is still in front of the 2. We get x plus 4. And then we divide everything by -2. So we get y equals -1/2 x minus 2. 4 divided by -2 is -2. Add 3x to both sides. We get 4y equals 3x minus 8. Excuse me, divide everything by 4. We get y equals 3/4 x minus 2. All right, so now we're going to work on putting all the three last lessons we've done to plot a point, find the slope, and describe the line in 2 ways. So plot the points -1, 4, and 1, 0. So we'll go left 1, up 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. There's -1, 4. And then 1, 0 would be here. We can connect those dots there. Something like that. Okay, so for slope-intercept form, we first need to find the slope. So our slope here, start from this point, we go down 1, 2, 3, 4, to the right 1, 2. We went down 4, to the right 2. So we get -2. Our b value is our y-intercept, which is here, so that's a +2. So we get y equals -2x plus 2. That would be our slope-intercept form. For standard form, we got to solve or get the x and the y on the same side. So we'll start with y equals -2x plus 2. Add 2x to both sides. We get 2x plus y equals 2. -3, -3. There's our first point, and then 3, 1. So we're going up 1, 2, 3, 4 to the right 6. So our slope is up 4 to the right 6, or 2/3, which then makes our y-intercept here at -1. y looks something like that. So we got y equals 2/3 x minus 1. Then we're going to solve that equation to get x and y on the same side. First thing we do, multiply everything by 3. So the y, 2/3 -1. Again, that 3 cancels out this 3. So that's why we're left with just a 2 there. And then we subtract 2x from both sides. We got 2x, -2x, plus 3y equals -3. -6, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 4, and 3, -2. So starting on the left point, we go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. To the right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So our slope is equal to -6/9, which is -2/3. So we go down 2 to the right, 1, 2, 3. Down 2 to the right, 3. Our y-intercept is at 0. So our slope-intercept form is y equals -2/3 x, or -2/3 x plus 0, same thing. And then for our standard form, we're going to multiply everything by 3 to clear out that fraction. 3y equals -2x. Add 2x to both sides. 2x plus 3y equals 0. So, oops, went one too far. So we go to the left, 1, 2, oh my goodness. To the left, 1, 2, down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So up 8 to the right 2. Let's change that. So our slope is m equals 8 over 2, which equals 4. Our y-intercept is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we got y equals 4x plus 5. Then we'll subtract 4x from both sides. And that'll be a final answer. Here's your homework for the rest of the week, and I will see you on Thursday.